Back here on the Duncan Duo Show, joined by Ben Turek, an acquisitions associate and listing partner with the Duncan Duo Team, and Grant Holcomb, director of buyer services. So, what's the number one most common home buying mistake? And an article came out by Realtor.com this week, and it is buying too small of a home. You know what? I bet each one of us can attest that we made the mistake. Guilty. Yes, guilty. I'll tell you what, the new house I built, definitely not guilty there. We got plenty of room there, but in the past, the townhome we bought, too small. I think everyone's done it at one point or another in their real estate life that's owned at least a few properties. You get to a point where you think your house is too small. And sometimes you grow, it becomes too small because you grow. You decide to make babies, you decide to get too many pets, you decide to adopt, whatever it is. You outgrow the house that you're in. So how do you rectify it? First thing you do is you just sell it. Call the Duncan Duo. We'll help you buy another one. Exactly. It's just that simple. That's how we solve it. So forget everything else. Just your house is too small. Just call us. We'll sell it for you. We'll help you buy another one. Problem solved. All right. No. So the reality is that there's a few things that you can do to help make your house more livable when it's a little bit too small. The first one, add on to your house. Add a bedroom, add a bath, add some square footage. I'm going to tell you from experience, whatever you've heard about the horror stories of adding on to your home while you're living in it, they're completely true. Okay? So they're all true. It is not sunshine and rainbows. It's not fun to have people, interrupting you, traipsing through your house, interrupting your flow, your privacy. It's just not. I've gone through it. I've added on to a house before, and I have to tell you, if I could do it over again, I would have sold it and went and bought another one, because the addition process is just not. It's just not fun. It's just not. It's just not. So, the path to going through that, the permitting, the time, the people just showing up randomly, the Corona bottles in the yard. I can go on and on and on.
And let's not forget it never runs on schedule 100%. So there's always delays and who knows what else might pop up.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. If there's anyone out there that's listening and you know a contractor that just always hits deadlines, please send their information to me. I don't think they exist. I think it's a unicorn. I do not believe that there's a contractor that just always makes their deadlines. But if one does exist, please go to the DuncanDuo.com and send us a message. I'd like to meet this person. I'd like to give them a crown, award them a trophy, something. Personally, I don't know that they exist, but you're right. They just when you're doing an addition, there's always curveballs. It doesn't happen on time. I would tell you that I think doctors and contractors should hang out together. You know why? You guys know why doctors and contractors hang? Because none of them are ever on time. We went to the doctor's office this week. It was an hour wait. The appointment was at 2:15. We got in at 3:15. What's the point of having an appointment? Right. And contractors, what I've learned is that I just add 50% to whatever they tell me. No matter what the number is, the math for contractors is apparently challenging. If they tell me something's going to cost $50,000, in my mind I say, okay, that'll be $75,000. If they say, it's going to be done in 30 days, okay, it's going to be 45. If they say it's going to be 6 months, it's 9 months later, it's getting done. So I just add 50% to whatever math they give me. If they say, Andrew, I'm going to be there at 6 o'clock, okay, I'll see you at 9. But the reality is adding on to a home can help. It's just more stressful and problematic than you think. So, and yes, I'm railing on contractors a little bit. They could probably rail on realtors all day long, and I would agree with most of the things they say too. But no, we do. I love some. We have some great contractors that we work with, but the reality is there is a lot that's out of their control. So I'm joking and saying things in jest, but nonetheless, moving on. Think vertical as well as your house, going up higher with storage, moving things up. Moving things into the attic, taller cabinets, things like that can make the property can flow a little bit more. Reconfigure the layout. If you've got open the house up a little bit. If you've got a closed off kitchen, it can maybe feel a little bit better when you can kind of, use certain rooms for multi-purpose. And we've done that as well. We've opened up houses, opened up floor plans, things like that. Changing out your furniture. I think that's another big one. A lot of people move into a house. And maybe they move into a smaller house and they got really big furniture. The furniture can make the house more livable or less livable. Expanding your outdoor space. So even if you You don't want to add on to your house. Maybe you add a canopy outside and encourage the kids to get off their phone and we go outside and play more instead of spending so much time on video games or on their phone, and then you free up some space. And then, of course, last but not least, just call the Duncan Duo and sell your house and buy another one. But nonetheless, the reality is that a lot of people make that mistake of buying too small a house. But I'll also tell you what, there's a lot of people that make a mistake of buying too big a house. They don't realize the cost of maintaining it, and then they're like, okay, well, this is just too much space. So people make those same mistakes, whether you're buying too big or too small. There are ways to get around it and fix that problem. So we're going to continue this conversation. We're going to keep talking about the Tampa Bay real estate market after a quick break here on the Duncan Duo Show.